everyone, welcome back to Biophilia, your all-time study mate. Today we are going to continue with our chapter Human Reproduction with its ninth part about events in embryonic development. If you like our videos and want us to help out to reach out many more, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our amazing channel Biophilia. Continuing with the development of the embryos, तो पिछले वीडियो में we had covered to understand about the formation of primary germ layers. तो जो primary germ layers form हो चुके हैं, that was ectoderm, mesoderm and the endoderm. अब 3 germ layers form होने के बाद ये germ layers आगे जाके क्या role function करेंगे, that is the topic we have to understand today. So that is about the fate of germ layers. So ectoderm जो होगा, ecto is the word meaning that is referring to the outer layer. So it is going to be the outer layer which is going to form the exoskeleton. The meso layer, mesoderm is going to refer to the word that is middle. So middle में जो mesoderm होगी, it is going to develop into different types of organs. And the endoderm, endo is going to refer to the inner layer. So inner layer endoderm is going to form the inner linings of the organs. So ये एक general idea है to understand what the layer or what the germ layer is going to actually perform the function. So all this was a brief idea. Now let's understand it in detail. तो यहाँ पे 3 layers germ layers हमने किए हैं to differentiate, that is ectoderm, mesoderm and the endoderm. So ectoderm जो है that is going to be your outermost germ layer. ये germ layer आगे जब development होगी in the embryo, what sort of organs or what sort of tissues are going to be formed by this germ layer is been mentioned over here. So generally these are all the list of topics that the ectoderm or the mesoderm or the endoderm is going to form, but उसमें से भी कुछ ऐसे important चीजें हैं that you need to remember it especially, that is ectoderm is going to be forming the epidermis. So epidermis जो बाहर की the skin layer is going to be your forming from the ectoderm. फिर nervous system जो होगा it will be formed from the ectoderm. So that was a very important part from the ectoderm formation. Mesoderm में जो important होगा that will be the dermis which will be situated below the epidermis. फिर muscular layer, so all the muscles are going to be from the mesoderm. So muscles formation जो है these all are going to be from the middle layer, that is mesoderm. Connective tissue है, connective tissue में you can understand that there will be blood, there will be heart and its vessels, and entire vascular system will come under the connective tissue. Along with it will be having bones, ligaments and all that things also. फिर आते हैं kidneys. So kidneys, so entire urinary tract mostly is from mesoderm, that is urinary and genital ducts will be from there, gonads will be from the mesoderm. And about endoderm, the पूरी की पूरी digestive canal जो होगी, that is your gut, will be forming from the endoderm. Your tongue, then the respiratory tract, that is lungs, trachea and bronchi will be from the endoderm. Very important over here, that is ectoderm is going to form the urinary bladder. So kidney अगर mesoderm से है तो लगता है that urinary bladder will also be forming from the mesoderm. But urinary bladder कहाँ से form होगा? It will be forming from the endoderm. And then rest of the things are also being noted down so that if any of these appear then you would have an entire list जहाँ पे आप पता कर सकते हो that that particular structure has been developed from which germ layer. Now about the fetal membranes. Fetal membranes जो होते हैं that when the embryo is going to turn into fetus, वो directly womb में नहीं होगा, it will be covered in its own membranes and will be having a separate area where the development is going to occur. So there are 4 layers majorly that we have to study. That is first the amnion. So amnion layer यहाँ पे diagram में blue से है, so I have tried to denote it color coded so you can easily understand where is it located. Second is going to be chorion, third is allantois and fourth is your yolk sac. So amnion जो layer होगा, that is the fetal membrane, it will be externally formed by the mesoderm and internally formed by the ectoderm. So now as you know that what are the three germ layers, so you can easily understand about this formation. वैसे ही कोरियन का formation होगा externally by ectoderm, internally by mesoderm. Allantois will be externally mesoderm, internally endoderm, and the yolk sac is similar to the allantois. So now very important point, you need to understand where these are actually located. So सबसे पहले you have to understand and note the diagram carefully. So जो pink से है, or you can understand it over here to note it, pink was not available. So red से जो है, that is chorion. So the outermost layer is going to be your chorion layer. फिर जो blue से है, the light blue colored over here after the white layer, that is going to be your amnion layer, और amnion layer के अंदर will be your amniotic fluid. So here you are going to find the amniotic fluid जिसके अंदर your fetus is going to be free floating in it. So that is your amniotic fluid. Then in the center you will have your embryo which will be developing into the fetus. Then the green colored over here is going to be your allantois, and the yellow colored part is your yolk sac. Now over here you can also understand about the placenta जिसमें दो portions होते हैं, that is going to be your fetal portion as well as the maternal portion of the placenta. Along with there will be having a umbilical cord जहाँ से सारा nutrition is going to be derived. There is going to be exchange of gases, exchange of waste materials. So all that is going to be happening because of the umbilical cord and the chorionic villi, which will be helping to first go and fix into the endometrium. So all that with the labelings you can understand. So now one more thing you need to understand, that is amniotic cavity. So amniotic cavity kaha hoga? It is the space between the amnion and the fetus. So यहाँ पे जो blue colored portion से you can see about the amniotic fluid, that is going to be the fluid which was present in the amniotic cavity. So you are going to define it as it is the cavity between the amnion and the fetus, that is called as the amniotic cavity filled with amniotic fluid. Now this is the fluid that is going to be used to actually determine the any genetical deficiencies or defects that the baby can have, क्योंकि amniotic fluid के अंदर during the development the cells of the embryo can shed. So अगर amniotic fluid का sample collect किया जाए, that is the process called as amniocentesis. So during that process, if the cells are being collected, then you can understand that what sort of defects that the embryo has. अगर defects है, then you can undergo some pre-birth treatments or such things, and with those cells you can also find the gender of the fetus. But since in India, because of female feticide, the gender has been not revealed before the birth of the newborn. So even because of that amniotic fluid, you can find out the genital defects as well as the gender of the fetus, but gender will not be revealed. Then another thing that you need to understand, that is the white portion shown in the diagram, that is going to be the extra embryonic coelom. So the space between the amnion and the chorion layer. So amnion और chorion के बीच में जो space रहेगी, that is shown by the white over here, that is going to be the extra embryonic coelom. And now one more thing you need to remember, how is the fetal part of the placenta developing? So when there is going to be fusion of the chorion layer with the allantois layer, that is going to form the allantochorionic layer, which is going to give rise to the fetal part of the placenta. The fetal part of the placenta exactly किस चीज से बना है? It will be forming because of the fusion of allantois, that is the green one, and the chorion, that is the red one. So red and green when is going to mix, that is going to form the fetal part of the placenta. So that was the complete understanding about the fetal membranes. Now about the gestation period. अब gestation period क्या होता है? As the fetus has been started to develop, so that period of development जहाँ तक it is going to take birth, all that period is going to be called as a gestation period. So define, if you want to define it, then it is going to be fetal development period from the time of conception, यानी जब से fertilization हुआ है उस टाइम से लेकर until the birth of that particular fetus is going to be called as the gestation period. So if you calculate the period length from the day of fertilization, then it is going to be 266 days, and if you calculate from the first day of the woman's last menstrual period, then it is going to be 280 days. So 280 days is going to be approximately 40 weeks. So 280 days, or you can also calculate as 40 days, but generally pregnancy is considered to be full term. That is, the entire development is going to be considered to be between 37 to 42 weeks, and around these weeks time you can understand that the fetal development has been done. So approximately even gestation period ऐसे माना जाता है that for humans it is going to be 9 months, right? 9 months gestation period has been signified, or most of the people understand those 9 months as the gestation period for humans. But if you understand over here, then 9 months तो होंगे नहीं, because we have considered 40 weeks, and 40 weeks is going to be almost 10 months. And how come you say that that is 9 months of gestation? Then 9 months is going to be the time when you are going to calculate from the day of fertilization. So day of fertilization से अगर count करोगे, then the 9 months is going to be the approximate period for gestation. Now one more thing that I would like to share over here, that if the baby is going to be born before 37 weeks, so if the birth is before 37 weeks, then it is going to be called as a premature baby. So birth before 37 weeks is premature, or it is not considered full term. So not considered full term baby. So it will be born before. So full term कब माना जाएगा? When it is delivered after 37 weeks. Now here let's discuss about in detail about the various types of landmarks that actually occur during the gestation period. So in general, let's understand it. So first trimester के time पे, that is about the first 3 months of the pregnancy, what is going to be the landmark? It is going to be the formation of basic structure of fetus. So जो basic structure होता है, यानी formation of small hands and limbs and all such things, formation of head, all that basic structure जो formation है वो complete हो जाएगा by the end of the 3 months. So it is going to involve various structures like cell divisions होंगे, क्योंकि the entire body structure needs to be formed which needs a lot of cells. So cell division होगा, cell migration होगा, so that the primary germ layer formation can occur, and the fate of germ layers will be decided by the cell differentiation. So once this all is going to occur, it will take first 3 months जहाँ पे basic structure will be formed. Now during the first trimester, that is first 3 months, the developing baby will be called as a fetus. So embryo से नाम change होके what it will be called? It will be called as a fetus. And now fetus during these 3 first months, because in the entire structure, जैसे building बनाने के लिए pillars are going to be the most important structure. So बीच में जो कंक्रीट लेयर जहाँ पे पिलर्स सेटअप होंगे या पिलर्स जहाँ पे होंगे, एंड देन योर ब्रिक्स विल बी अलाइंड. So these 3 months of that is the first trimester will be considered the part जहाँ पे pillar formation होगा. So pillar, if they are strong and steady, then the entire building is going to be perfect. So that is going to be the time. So during this phase of first 3 months, the entire fetus is going to be very sensitive to everything, and since it is very sensitive, the different types of substances should not be introduced because they can interfere in those processes, जिसकी वजह से the basic structure can be hampered. So during this processes, like for example, if you consider that what sort of sensitiveness can hamper, So there can be various viral infections. So viral infections अगर mother को हो जाते हैं, so mother needs to take care so that the fetus can be growing healthy in her womb. So if there is any sort of viral infection, that is including rubella virus, that is also called as German measles, or if the mother has been exposed to certain chemicals that are going to cause malformations. So these chemicals which are going to be hampering the development of the baby, that will be called as teratogens. So these are nothing but also called as monster forming agents. Why monster forming? Because ये जो chemicals है which are going to hamper the development or the basic structure of the fetus, जिसकी development अच्छे से नहीं हो पाती है, and because of that the baby that will be born is going to be looking somewhat different than the rest of the normal child. So because of this teratogens, you can see if the mother has been exposed to cocaine or alcohol. So if she is exposed to cocaine or alcohol, the baby looks somewhat different. So since the baby does not look normal as rest of the child, then it will be called as a monster. So that is the reason. इसका reason क्या है? The teratogens or the chemicals that had hampered the early development of the fetus. So that is the reason it looks different. So there can be different chemicals or teratogens which can hamper differently. So there can be chemicals like cocaine or alcohol. There can be some other which can develop into cleft lip or cleft plate. So you can see how the baby looks different. So since it looks different, that is the reason the forming agents are called as monster forming agents. Then this mermaid syndrome is also being found, where the two limbs are going to be joined. So all such things can happen during the early stage, that is during first trimester, जिसकी वजह से the mother should not be exposed or should not get infected with any other substances, जिसकी वजह से the early development of the fetus will be hampered. So by the 3 months, so first trimester जैसे ही खत्म हो जाएगा, all the fetal parts will be developed in a much more efficient way, and rudimentary form में जैसे ही systems form हो जाते हैं, there is going to be a lesser chances to be affected because of teratogens. So जो खतरा है from the chemicals is going to be between the first 3 months, क्योंकि वहीं पे सारा pillar work है. So you are working with the pillars and you are not using the correct amount of cement या correct amount of stones नहीं use किए. So all that things needs to be perfectly done so that the pillar of the building is very strong enough to support the rest of the things. So after 3 months, once the pillar system has been formed, यानी rudimentary system में जब entire body has been designed properly, then the rest of the minor growths or the minor structural modifications can be easily carried out through the rest of the gestation period. So by the 3rd month ends, the fetus will be less susceptible to such teratogens, and mother can have can lead a better life. So generally कहाँ पे ज़्यादा precautions लेने हैं, precautions need to be taken at a very high, that is during the first 3 months. Now timeline of the development of embryo. So this will be a much more detailed version. So we will be undergoing almost by major events. So हो सकता है that we go from first month, second month, all those things one by one. So majority, that is after the first month of pregnancy, what is going to happen, what is the event that is going to be as a landmark. So after first month, the embryo's heart is going to be formed. So by the end of first month, you can understand that the baby is growing, that is the fetus is growing, and this will be the first sign of the fetal growth. And if the stethoscope is used, you can carefully notice the heartbeats, and listening to the heartbeats, you can understand that the fetus is growing, the fetus is alive, and formation of heart will be after the first month. Now by the second month end, so end of second month, you will be seeing that the fetus will be developing its limbs and digits. So you can see small little hands that will be formed, small little legs with little toes. So all that will be marked by the end of the second month. Then the third event that is characteristic, that is by the end of the first trimester. So by the end of 12 weeks या बोल सकते हो by the end of 3 months. 3 months के end पे most of the major organ systems will be formed, and because of majority of the organ systems are formed, now the baby or the fetus is free from teratogens. It is less susceptible. Still the risk is there, but the risk has been decreased as the majority of the organ systems are formed. So the third image will be showcasing about the journey by the end of trimester or by the end of 3 months. So by the end of 3 months you can see that the baby is much more looking like normal. So that will be the end of first trimester. Now the fourth event that can be very well appreciated, that is movements of the baby. So first movements of the baby, wherein the kicking of the baby or turning of the babies, all that can be observed by the end or during the 5th month. So end or during the 5th month you can also see the appearance of hair on the head, and all that is going to be noticed and being a landmark of this development of the embryo. Next is going to be by the end of 24 weeks या बोल सकते हैं second trimester, that is end by of 6 months. So 6 months के end पे you are going to see that the body of the fetus is going to be covered by fine hair. So all that fine hair, entire fetus will be covered in fine hair. Then the eyelids are going to get separated and the eyelashes will be formed. So in the photographs also you can see how the baby is going to be covered with fine hair, and that covering of fine hair is going to be called as lanugo. So what is lanugo? Lanugo is going to be a soft hairy covering of the fetus, and this fine hair covering will just start to shed before the birth. So हो सकता है that sometimes the shedding is not perfect, वो सारे बाल नहीं shed हुए हैं, and even after the birth of the baby a little soft hair will be persistent on it, but later as the days pass by after birth, this lanugo or soft hairy covering will be shed out completely. So by the end of the second trimester, that is 24 weeks, the fine hair, that is lanugo. So lanugo is going to be a very important point as per questions are considered. So lanugo कब मिलेगा? The lanugo will be observed by the end of second trimester. And fetal movements कब होंगे? Fetal movements will be seen by the during 5th month. So similarly these are some important line trademarks or timeline importantly that on questions can be asked. So 5th month में what is going to be the most important thing? That is first movements and appearance of hair on the head. The second trimester के end पे lanugo formation is going to be seen. All that needs to be remembered. Then the last, that is by the end of your 9 months, that is almost the full term, that is gestation period has been completed, and the fetus is completely developed. It has been grown into its full size, weight gain हो चुका है, and the fetus is now ready for delivery. So after the end of 9 months, the fetus can be observed that how it is going to change, and majority it will be for the weight gain. So after weight gain, what is going to be the case? That is the delivery of the baby. Now this is going to be a little marking table that you can understand all the timelines in a particular table over here itself. So 24 hours पे the embryo is going to reach to the 2 cell stage. 3 days के interval पे you are going to see the morula stage. 7 days पे implantation will occur, and 2.5 weeks, that is almost by 2.5 weeks, the heart will start to differentiate, that is by the end of the first month. Then 3.5 weeks you can find the neural tube formation, because this is going to be the basic structure जहाँ से your spinal cords will be formed further. Then the respiratory system will be formed. Other things will also be continuously happening, but these are going to be the important things that you need to remember as a whole. 4 weeks पे, that is by the end of 2 months, your limbs buds are going to appear. So small hands, small toes, all those can be visible. By the 2 months you can see that the muscles have started to differentiate, and since the muscles are differentiated, the embryo is capable of movement, and the embryo now turns into fetus. So now you will not call it as an embryo, आप उसको fetus बुलाओगे, and the nervous system will start to develop. By the 3 months, the sex of the baby can be determined, that is, gender can be revealed, but because of female feticide occurring in India, the sex is not going to be told or revealed to the family. So this sex can be determined by the external expansion, यानी जो external genitalia है वो develop हो चुका होगा. So by the ultrasound, the doctors can understand externally as well that what is the gender of the fetus. So by the 4th month, the face of the fetus will start to look like a human, so you won't feel anything different. वो human का baby लगने लगेगा, and through the ultrasound also the face of the baby can be understood. How does it look? So eyes, ears, nose, everything will start to look normal, and by the end of the 4th month there is going to be rapid growth. So 4 months, that is by the end of 1st trimester and the 4th month as well, the entire body structure form हो चुका होगा, and by the end of 4 months there is going to be rapid growth, यानी the other small changes that needs to occur, and accumulation of fat, यानी body gain, weight gain करना, all that needs to be completed the rest of the time. So 3rd trimester, lanugo appearance is going to be formed, that is fine hair covered in the entire body will be formed, and now there is going to be tremendous growth of the body. So by the end time, what is going to happen? Majority the weight gain of the fetus is going to be occurring. So first 3 months you should be eating healthy, free, be staying away from the teratogens and other harmful activities, and after the 3 months you have to start to increase your diet, because automatically diet increase hoga as the fetus is going to consume a lot more of food, so that it can maintain its weight till the end of the gestation period, that is by the end of 266 days from the conception time of fertilization. The birth of the baby will be marked. So जैसे ही पता चलेगा what is the tentative date, so fertilization date tentative से the doctors can estimate you that what will be the parturition date, or what will be the date for the delivery of the baby. So estimately on the basis that 266 days, the approximate date will be told to the family. Now this is going to help you to understand or visualize the entire fetal development in detail. So I hope this helps you to actually visualize a lot many things. So let's see this particular video, and I hope that this would help you. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Biophilia if this helps you in any sort of way. So let's see this video, and I hope it helps you.
Month 1. As the fertilized egg grows, a watertight sac forms around it, gradually filling with fluid. This is called the amniotic sac, and it helps cushion the growing embryo. The placenta also develops. The placenta is a round, flat organ that transfers nutrients from the mother to the baby and transfers waste from the baby. A primitive face will take form with large dark circles for eyes. The mouth, lower jaw, and throat are developing. Blood cells are taking shape, and circulation will begin. The tiny heart tube will beat 65 times a minute by the end of the 4th week. By the end of the 1st month, your baby is about a quarter-inch long, smaller than a grain of rice. Month 2. Your baby's facial features continue to develop. Each ear begins as a little fold of skin at the side of the head. Tiny buds that eventually grow into arms and legs are forming. Fingers, toes, and eyes are also forming. The neural tube, that's brain, spinal cord, and other neural tissue of the central nervous system, is well formed. The digestive tract and sensory organs begin to develop. Bone starts to replace cartilage. The head is large in proportion to the rest of the baby's body. By the end of the 2nd month, your baby is about an inch long and weighs about 1/30th of an ounce. At about 6 weeks, your baby's heartbeat can usually be detected. After the 8th week, your baby is called a fetus instead of an embryo. Month 3. Your baby's arms, hands, fingers, feet, and toes are fully formed. Your baby can open and close its fists and mouth. Fingernails and toenails are beginning to develop, and the external ears are formed. The beginnings of teeth are forming. Your baby's reproductive organs also develop, but the baby's gender is difficult to distinguish on ultrasound. By the end of the 3rd month, your baby is fully formed. All the organs and extremities are present and will continue to mature in order to become functional. The circulatory and urinary systems are working, and the liver produces bile. By the end of the 3rd month, your baby is about 4 inches long and weighs about 1 ounce. Since your baby's most critical development has taken place, your chance of miscarriage drops considerably after 3 months. Month 4. Your baby's heartbeat may now be audible through an instrument called a Doppler. The fingers and toes are well defined. Eyelids, eyebrows, eyelashes, nails, and hair are formed. Teeth and bones become denser. Your baby can even suck his or her thumb, yawn, stretch, and make faces. The nervous system is starting to function. The reproductive organs and genitalia are now fully developed, and your doctor can see on ultrasound if you're having a boy or a girl. By the end of the 4th month, your baby is about 6 inches long and weighs about 4 ounces. Month 5. You may begin to feel your baby move, since he or she is developing muscles and exercising them. This first movement is called quickening. Hair begins to grow on the baby's head. Your baby's shoulders, back, and temples are covered by a soft, fine hair called lanugo. This hair protects your baby and is usually shed at the end of the baby's first week of life. The baby's skin is covered with a whitish coating called vernix caseosa. This cheesy substance is thought to protect baby's skin from the long exposure to the amniotic fluid. This coating is shed just before birth. By the end of the 5th month, your baby is about 10 inches long and weighs from 1/2 to 1 pound. Month 6. Your baby's skin is reddish in color, wrinkled, and veins are visible through the baby's translucent skin. Baby's fingers and toe prints are visible. The eyelids begin to part and the eyes open. Baby responds to sounds by moving or increasing the pulse. You may notice jerking motions if baby hiccups. If born prematurely, your baby may survive after the 23rd week with intensive care. By the end of the 6th month, your baby is about 12 inches long and weighs about 2 pounds. Month 7. Your baby will continue to mature and develop reserves of body fat. Your baby's hearing is fully developed. He or she changes position frequently and responds to stimuli, including sound, pain, and light. The amniotic fluid begins to diminish. At the end of the 7th month, your baby is about 14 inches long and weighs from 2 to 4 pounds. If born prematurely, your baby would be likely to survive after the 7th month. Month 8. Your baby will continue to mature and develop reserves of body fat. You may notice that your baby is kicking more. Baby's brain is developing rapidly at this time, and your baby can see and hear. Most internal systems are well developed, but the lungs may still be immature. Your baby is about 18 inches long and weighs as much as 5 pounds. Month 9. Your baby continues to grow and mature. The lungs are nearly fully developed. Your baby's reflexes are coordinated, so he or she can blink, close the eyes, turn the head, grasp firmly, and respond to sounds, light, and touch. Baby is definitely ready to enter the world. You may notice that your baby moves less due to tight space. Your baby's position changes to prepare itself for labor and delivery. The baby drops down into your pelvis. Usually the baby's head is down towards the birth canal. The baby is about 18 to 20 inches long and weighs about 7 pounds.
So I hope you understood the embryonic development in much detail with this video, and if you got this in detail, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel, and do comment in down the description box that more topics that you need on this channel. And let's move ahead. So next video will be on parturition. So they say in this video we completed the understanding of entire development of the fetus. So fetal development ho chuka hai. Now our baby is ready to get delivered. So in the next video we will see how the baby is actually delivered. So that is the parturition part. So stay connected to Biophilia to undergo and understand about the delivery of the baby, that is parturition. So we will be coming back soon with the next part of this video. Till then, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Biophilia. If you liked it, then also do comment in the comment section for more videos like these. And stay connected to Biophilia for rest of the things to go on smoothly. So keep studying, keep smiling till the next time we meet again very soon. Till then, bye bye. Thank you.